Imagine you were walking down the street, minding your own business, and somebody just happened to come along. They see you and instantly they're scared. They go across the street and they want nothing to do with you. That is how pit bulls feel. Some people believe that they are mean, terrible creatures just from what they heard from other people. It is important to know the truth about pit bulls because they are fun and loving creatures. They're not monsters. There's no need to feel scared of them. I am speaking to you today about pit bulls because I myself have owned several pit bulls over my life. And I think I know a lot about them because I've spent my childhood growing up with them. First, I'm going to talk to you about how they got their bad reputation and why. Then I'm going to tell you what pit bulls are actually like and how they are great for families. First, they got their bad rep from media and dogfights. Dogfights is the main thing. Dogfighting is where people take two dogs, put them in an arena, and they fight each other. They'll fight each other either to serious injury, fatigue, sometimes even death. It is very cruel. Pit bulls' characteristics make them perfect for dogfighting, which is terrible. They are strong animals, they have a high pain tolerance, and they have some speed for their size. This allows them to get around in the arena. Jay states in their article, "What were pit bulls bred for?" on June 21st, 2020. The American Pit Bull Terrier became the breed of choice for dogfighting in the U.S. He shows that the U.S. took on the American Pit Bull Terrier. Other countries did use the American Pit Bull as a dog fighter, but America chose them the most. Emotionally, pit bulls were chosen for dog fights because they are very loyal creatures. During training, the dog fighter would be able to train their pit bull and not have to worry about the pit bull turning on them, but they could still get the pit bull to attack other dogs. And they were bred to fight. If you have ever seen a pit bull, they have loose skin, for example. That loose skin was made so that they could get bitten without being seriously injured. The original purpose for the pit bull breed was bull baiting. Love a Bull writes in their article, "The History of Pit Bulls." Pit bulls were originally bred from Old English bulldogs, who gained popularity in the British Isles in a cruel blood sport known as bull baiting. Bull baiting was done in the early 1800s. It was a sport that people chose to watch to relieve stress. They would take a bull, put it in a large arena with about 3 or 4 dogs, usually English bulldogs, and then these dogs would attack the bull until the bull was seriously harmed, could not keep going, passed out from fatigue, or in some cases, even died from their injuries. This was shortly banned about 30 years later because of animal cruelty. Media shows the worst of all. Sports Illustrated titled one of their articles back in 1970, "Beware of this dog." This was the picture that they used on that article. When you look at this picture, you clearly see something that would attack you, hurt you, and you do not want your children around. That is what the media portrayed pit bulls as. They portrayed them as awful animals that you should not keep around your family. This made families across America scared of their dog. That is why there are so many pit bulls in shelters today. Now, if you actually know pit bulls and know their personality, this is what you know them to be: a kind, lovable animal. Also, the media portrayed pit bulls as the criminal's dog. Criminals would walk around with pit bulls because of their look. They're beefy, they're strong, and they look mean. So that is why they would have them. So, naturally, the media took it and said that pit bulls are the criminal's dog and you should not have them. Now that you know why pit bulls have their bad reputation, let me tell you about why they are such good animals. First off, they were once known as nanny dogs. Emily Groth writes in her article, Pit Bulls, published in 2011, in the early 1900s, they were used as nanny dogs because of their intelligence with children and humans in general. The early 1900s, pit bulls weren't very popular for their fighting yet. They had come over for that, but it had died down, and then they were more of a family dog, and then their fighting reputation came back once media had started picking up. The nanny dog, I believe, shows their true nature. The fact that people would trust pit bulls with their babies and their children shows that they are really fun, lovable dogs. Their loyalty to the family is what made them great. It's not twisted like the dog fighters would use it. Pit bulls also have amazing personalities. My prime example is my dog, Griffin. He is a goofball. He loves to chase squirrels out in the yard. He rarely gets squirrels. I think he's gotten one over his 3-year lifespan, the poor guy. But he will sit at trees and bark up trees, and just the determination he has. It's hilarious. He also has his favorite toy, these rings. They're like 3 rubber rings put together. He loves to play tug with them. But when nobody has the time or energy to put towards him, he will grab them in his mouth and stick his back legs or front legs through them, and he'll like wiggle on his back with his feet through these rings. It's pretty great to watch. He also loves cuddles. Griffin is a 75-pound dog. He will only sit on your lap. He thinks he's like 15 pounds because he will curl up into the smallest ball he can and look at you like, don't kick me off because I want these cuddles. He is adorable. I recommend a pit bull to any family. They are fun, loving dogs. They have energy to run around and play with the kids, and they are loyal to your family. They won't let some random stranger come up and try and take your kid. They will stand in the way. In conclusion, you have learned about how pit bulls were portrayed in the past, their bad reputation, what the media has done to them, and dogfighting. But I have showed you that pit bulls are kind, fun-loving dogs and should be in every family. This is important because you may want one in your future. You may want a dog that is fun and loving to keep around your kids that you know they'll be safe with. Another reason is you don't have to be scared of them when you're walking down the street. You don't need to walk by them and be scared and like walk away from it and jump, because these are great dogs. Now remember, never judge a book by its cover. Anything can get a bad reputation.